Films have been around for over 100 years, and by this time most of the storytelling aspects have been recycled and reused. Filmmakers struggle to grab a hold of any new technology that will once again light the spark to moviegoing.
Well, I think things were very different back in the early 80s when 3D came out. I think the thing that it's important for younger people to remember is that in the early 80s, it seemed like growing up, so many things were new.
I see, it tastes so wonderfully.
As a kid, even the slightest little bleep or light or anything was wildly entertaining. And if you think about how complicated video games are now, even back then, kids would obsess over like a little pocket football game.
The first electronic football games like these were for only one player.
And run.
But something was missing.
Can I play? Wait your turn.
Then along came head-to-head electronic football by Coleco.
And it was just like little red lights that would flash. But even something as simple as that was like, you know, a whole other world. So it was, you know, we were fascinated by anything that was new or different. And when 3D came along, keep in mind, nothing like that had ever come before.
And for the first time, the terror of Jaws will not stop at the edge of the screen. Jaws 3D.
The very first 3D movie that I remember hearing about or knowing about or even thinking like, what is this thing called 3D, was a movie called Metal Storm.
Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Singh in 3D.
I remember the commercial. The big selling point was there was a guy who was like a cyborg with like a metal arm, and he would pointed his arm at the camera and like a thing came out and then like a big metal claw.
Half man, half machine.
But I remember in the first half hour, they had that clip from TV about the guy's metal arm coming out with the big claw, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
The assassin ball.
Most of the movie spent like kind of like, wow, look at that, wow, is that 3D, you know? And it was kind of cool.
Shark still looks fake.